Hi, and welcome to one of my videos on branding. I see an awful lot of branding, not only because I spend a lot of time in the supermarket looking at my clients' branding and how people react to their food products, but also because I come across a lot of startups at events, and I also consult with startups on branding options. So I see a lot of new packaging ideas during the course of the year. And there are 3 or 4 things that are fundamental errors when people are starting out that I see over and over again. And I just wanted to share this video with you to help people understand some things that are really, really off-putting to customers when they're looking at your packaging. And the first one is a tiny, tiny font. I've lost count of the number of times I've seen a grey font on a white background and a tiny, tiny font. You have to bear in mind that people aren't looking at your product up close on the shelves or even on their phone when they're shopping your website. You need to make it as clear as you possibly can what the product is. So you need fonts that are a reasonable size. You need fonts that stand out from the background. And you can highlight fonts with shadowing, which makes them really bounce out from your packaging or from the page. The second thing is that startups are often too keen to cram in too much information onto their packaging. So they've got loads of health messages and they've got loads of provenance messages, and they want to get them all onto the front instead of letting perhaps the colour or the design do some of that for them. If you have a clever designer, they should be able to do this for you. But you really don't want too many messages, because the poor customer's eye will flit all around the packaging, unable to really form an impression of what you're trying to say. So it is actually worth investing in some good design from someone who can help you do that, and not just your best friend who can run you up a logo. The third thing is, take your product and its design and wrap it around it and take it and put it on a shelf in a supermarket or where you think you might ultimately end up selling it. And just ask some people in the aisle if they notice it and what it's saying to them before you go for a print run on labels. It's really worth doing this. All you need to do it is a bit of bravery and a smile or two and a big thank you. Because people actually don't mind being stopped when they're shopping. They find it quite interesting. If you say to them, I'm a startup and I really need your help, could I just take a minute of your time to ask you to look at something, and that is all I'm going to ask you, then people will do it. Trust me, I do this hundreds of times a day when I'm in the supermarket, and people very rarely say no if you approach them in a gentle kind of way. The other thing is use colour. So my third point is think about using colour. Think about using colours that you can own, that people can get used to and relate to when they see your product. If you think of well-known brands like Cadbury's or Heinz or Coke, they all have identifiable colours that you can work with. Newer entrants to the field, have a look at Root Health. They use colour to differentiate their different product ranges because they have so many products, and they do it in a brilliant, brilliant way. So really think about using some form of colour. And I hope you've found these tips helpful. If you have, or if you have more burning questions about your packaging that this little tutorial doesn't resolve, then please do get in touch with me, because I'm very, very happy to provide consulting by the hour to packaging dilemmas that you have, so that you can run them past me and get some input. And I do it all the time. So don't hesitate to get in touch at tessastuart.co.uk. Thanks very much, and until next time, bye-bye.